Good Morning Night Vale is brought to you by The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine, a new independently produced and crowdfunded 10-episode original audio drama. Set in a deceptively familiar world of electronic surveillance and machine-mediated communication, The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine follows Lydia Ryan and her friends, lovelorn Ethan and wannabe internet sensation Dee, as they struggle to unravel the mystery of her mother's disappearance. Escape the sinister Fontaine family, and survive the feud over her grandfather's supernatural legacy. It weaves bitter family drama and high-stakes intrigue with fantasy and cyberpunk elements to create a surreal mystery about secrets and grudges, old books, big data, and the promise of infinite knowledge. And do not forget the talking birds. It's a full-cast production with original music and a bespoke soundscape presented through a series of found-footage-style surveillance recordings. And it's important to note, this show was made entirely without generative AI. Even the computers are voiced by human actors. Episodes are free, and you can start listening right now with the Season 1 finale due to come out on August 16th. For more information, go to lydiadisappears.com. and find The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine wherever you get your podcasts and start listening from the beginning.
Insurance isn't one size fits all, and shopping for it shouldn't feel like squeezing into something that just doesn't fit. That's why drivers have enjoyed Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years. With the Name Your Price tool, you tell them what you want to pay, and they show you options that fit your budget. Enough hunting for discounts, trying to calculate rates, and tinkering with coverages. Maybe you're picking out your very first policy, or maybe you're just looking for something that works better for you and your family. Either way, they make it simple to see your options. No guesswork, no surprises. Ready to see how easy and fun shopping for car insurance can be? Visit Progressive.com and give the Name Your Price tool a try. Take the stress out of shopping and find coverage that fits your life, on your terms. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
There's a billboard along the highway that reads,
"Everything must go."
Good morning, Night Vale. Hello, I'm Hal Lublin.
And I am Megan Christine Bashwiner.
and I'm Symphony Nicole Sanders.
And we are making a podcast for you called Good Morning Night Vale.
Heck yeah, we are.
Yeah, we're making a podcast for you called Good Morning Night Vale that is recapping every episode of the popular podcast, Welcome to Night Vale. We're doing episode 108 tonight, Cal. And tonight for us in our timeline is April 7th, and it's 8:01 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So now you know when and where we are.
And this episode's description is, a visitor arrives from a different reality. Let's talk about it.
Here we are, talking about it.
Y'all, from the jump, I don't like this. I don't like Cal. I don't like this. This reality thing messing me up.
It's really messy. It is. And then for me, it definitely feels like a nightmare. Like it has very much the vibe of a nightmare. Like it has all the like nightmare fueled bad dreams where like things aren't quite as they are, but you're still you, but you're a little different. And like things don't work necessarily the way they work, but you have like the understanding, like Cecil just like understands that Cal's his brother and he has these memories and like all of that is all there, but he knows that it's not. He still has the pull of his actual life, I guess, or his other life.
It's so unsettling.
There are so many times that I've experienced this, and maybe other people have as well, where it's not a chill, but you just get this intense feeling of discomfort in your own skin. And for me, that's always accompanied with like, do I even belong here? Am I part of this earth? Am I from a different reality? What is even going on? Like I've mentally separated myself from every other person in society with this feeling of like, wait, this is not, I'm not one of you. So this whole episode has that feel to it. And I imagine that when you are in the wrong reality, even though you're in touch with all of these memories that are clearly not yours, and that feeling just becomes stronger and is more pervasive, and this episode gave voice to that for me, so it was really like I felt really oddly connected to it.
Wait, does that happen to you like in your waking hours, or is it a sleeping thing?
No, waking hours.
Shut up.
Not all the time, but like every once in a while, it used to happen. Like just this feeling of like, wait, hold on a second. I'm hyper aware of where I am and who I am, and it's just like I just feel separated from everything. Like all of a sudden, your view is like bird's eye, fly up, see everything, and go, this doesn't make sense. So this just felt like a manifestation of that. It felt like, somebody else has felt this, or somebody has knowingly or unknowingly given voice to something that I've felt over my lifetime, that I'm now realizing maybe I'm the only one of the three of us that has ever felt that way.
Let's
unpack it.
I've never felt that feeling. I've felt very strong deja vu, though. Like, I remember having a specific conversation, but it's not like different. It's just like I feel uneasy. Like I've had that, and I've had slightly prophetic dreams, but I've never had a feeling that like I was in a or I was so separated from the reality that I'm currently occupying. Maybe you were slipping out of our reality into a different multiverse.
No, I was just outside of the clover as a kid. It just felt this weird thing of like, is this all real?
No, you're a wizard.
Is this real? Am I here? Maybe I'm a wizard. Maybe that's it. I went and lived with my aunt and uncle under a flight of stairs.
Oh,
that's sad. That's the saddest part of that movie or book.
That's not all the death in the last two.
No, I mean, yeah, but like, I don't know.
I mean, it's all sad. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
It's very Dickensian, all of it.
I've had that feeling before, but it's never when my mind isn't altered. So I'm either like very, very, very sleep deprived or very, very stoned. And nowadays it's more of the very, very sleep deprived, where just like my things don't feel in line. But it's a different. I don't get that feeling from this episode. So maybe it's not the similar feeling. The feeling I get from this episode is very much bad dream, with like the teeth falling out and the hair falling out. Like that's just like classic nightmare stuff for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I've never had that happen in a dream myself. Like, but I think I've felt like teeth loose, but not like coming out. Do you know what I mean? But all my dreams are like fighting dreams. Like my nightmare type things, like I'm either running from something or I'm fighting someone. And it's usually like some sort of, I'm recognizing something that nobody else sees. Like, I'm like, they're all vampires. And the people I'm with are like, what do you mean, Symphony? Like, they're our friends. I'm like, they're not our friends. They're bloodsuckers or they're zombies.
And then behind your friend's shoulder is one of the vampires, like mouthing, I'm going to suck the blood out of your neck.
Basically. No, but I've heard people talk about that stuff, but I've never had that happen in a dream. Have you guys?
Had a vampire attack me?
No, the hair falling out, teeth falling out.
No. But you did make me think of when I was a kid. My best friend John, he would come and we would have sleepovers like almost every weekend. And sometimes we would be in my bedroom where there were bunk beds. Sometimes we would go down in the living room, which is where like the Nintendo was hooked up and stuff. And there was a big fold-out bed, this end up fold-out bed. And so we would sleep on that. And I was having a nightmare that Freddy Krueger was chasing me. And I was rapidly approaching the one weapon I could use to destroy him. And at the end of the dream, I grabbed the weapon and I was mid-swing when I woke up and I had my best friend's pillow in my hands. And he was like, can I have my pillow back?
You almost beat the shit out of your friend, dude.
No, I just grabbed his pillow, was swinging it in the air. Like I was connecting with Freddy.
Oh, in the dream.
Yeah, I didn't like take his pillow and beat him with it. The weapon was his pillow.
I was thinking that you were thinking your friend was Freddy and you were beating on your friend.
No, his pillow was the weapon. So I just reached over and was like, whoosh, like that. And for him, he was sleeping, doing whatever, having whatever pleasant dream, and then all of a sudden his head was hitting the mattress. Like, oh.
Yeah.
That's just a fun story from old Hal's childhood.
Did he ever invite you over again?
It was my house. He had no choice. I lived there.
Oh. It was your house. Did he ever come over again? Okay,
Sure.
good. It didn't ruin your friendship.
Yeah, he's still my best friend to this day.
Oh, that's nice.
We'd known each other for a long time by then. It's just one in many fun stories in the adventures of John and Hal.
Very cute. Yeah. Kids are terrible at sleeping.
Yeah.
Yep. You know all about that.
They are. Yeah, well, I have a baby, so that's just like classic. But like, you really don't learn how to sleep until you're an adult, or like till you're like, think about it. Because like babies are terrible at sleeping. Kids like have night terrors, and they wet the bed, and they kick in their sleep, and they like, it takes a really long time to learn how to sleep. And then like teenagers are like koalas, where they're up until 3 a.m. and they sleep until 3 p.m.
I slept like crazy when I was a teenager. I could sleep till like noon, 1 o'clock, like, and no problem. Now, if I sleep past 9, I'm like, oh, the whole day is gone.
And don't talk to me till I've had my coffee.
Yeah.
We don't. Yeah, we have to. We can easily go to sleep but have to work to stay up. And then when you're a kid, it's easy to stay up and you have to work to go to sleep. At a certain point, it flips. I don't know when. I think it's once you have a job that you like. Oh, I have to be up at a certain time. It becomes a responsibility. But like when you're a kid, someone's dropping you off. Like classes aren't the same as a job. And then in college, you master the art of scheduling all your classes in the afternoon. Like you can schedule no morning classes and be able to sleep in. So you engineer so many parts of your life around, I can have whatever schedule I want. And then eventually the majority of people wind up in society. It's like, no, this is the time we all wake up because we start work here and we end work here. And then you can go have dinner and then try to stay up watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine or whatever.
I always loved having early classes.
You're alone in that.
Really?
Yeah. Like,
why?
I think it's because when I was in high school, I always had practice before school, like during competition season for cheerleading. We would always have like 6 a.m. like tumbling, stunting practice, and then I would go to 0 hour, which was like early bird class. And then I would start class then. So I was always up like early. I think I've always been an old woman because I could sleep just fine. Only one time I remember my sleep being disturbed because I would fall asleep. I could fall asleep anywhere. And like only one time when I ate bad peaches from school, I woke up and I threw up all over. That was the only time otherwise I was sleeping. Always been old woman Josie, you guys, always.
Speaking of old women, there's the women from Italy and the faceless old woman hanging out at the mall.
They're BFFs.
They are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Doing an appearance. They're doing an appearance. They'll be at Walden Books, just chilling.
They're just causing trouble, writing. Also, she wrote it on an eggplant and then threw something at somebody. I'm like, is that like an emoji? Is she trying to send a sext?
I hadn't thought about it that way, but yeah, definitely.
That's live sexting.
Yeah, definitely.
That's how I thought about it. That was like the first thing I thought of. And I was like, oh.
I'm shocked.
Faceless old woman, you old slut.
I know what that
Wink.
means.
But I think it's weird and dangerous that they are friends.
Yeah, it definitely has a Freddy versus Jason thing happening, except they're friends.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, Freddy and Jason do work together for a very brief time in that movie.
I've never seen that film, but I know the general idea.
I can tell you of any movie that exists that it does the best job of living up to its promise that the title the title expresses. The title tells you, it's Freddy versus Jason. You're like, okay, I've seen a lot. I watched the Alien versus Predator movie. It was like 2 seconds of that. This is like maybe 30 minutes of setup and then an hour of Freddy versus Jason all over the map.
Yeah.
And it's great. And I don't like horror movies, and I love it.
Like that one of like the longest, like they fight, right? They're fighting. That's like the longest fight scene. Yeah.
Yeah, they fight. Yeah, because it's fighting in the. I mean, it's. Do we have a second? Can I just walk you through it real quick? I'm not going to spoil it for you.
Bring Meg up to speed.
Here's the idea.
Yeah.
The kids of Elm Street, of that neighborhood, everybody who remembers who Freddy was is in a facility where they're given drugs so they have dreamless sleep. And everybody else, they've agreed not to talk about him. So everybody's forgotten about Freddy and he has no power anymore. So he decides he's going to resurrect Jason by pretending to be Jason's mother and have him go kill the kids of, the children of Elm Street so that they remember him again. So when they remember it, like, there's a first scene where Jason comes and slaughters some kids and Freddy starts to get, like, there's a rumor about him that starts going around and that gives him enough power to come back. So when he finally is poised to make his first kill and finally kill a kid again, what happens? Jason gets to him first. And he's like, no, he was mine. And so then they start fighting one another. And they fight here. They fight in the dream world. They fight in Camp Crystal Lake. And it's a good time. And Jason Ritter's in it. And Jason Ritter is one of the nicest people on the whole planet. And he's great in it.
No, Hal, you have to do the impersonation where he says, like, no, bitch. He's always calling somebody a bitch.
Yeah. Get ready for a surprise, bitch. Oh, Jason killed you, bitch.
Oh, so good. I'm crying.
Yeah, it's a really fun. That movie understood the assignment. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for getting me up to speed on it. I feel good about it now.
You're welcome. Now you never have to see it.
Yeah, that's good. But I still can have the
but you weren't going to do anyway.
Cocktail party conversation about it. Like I have seen it. Yeah.
Right.
Just enough to be dangerous.
Speaking of danger,
here we go.
The dragons, Hadassah and the crew.
Yeah.
Still wrecking up the place. But now they've gone and fully moved into the city hall. And the city council tries to bring the ruckus, including the one and only Tamika Flynn. It's me. Yes. Riding on the back of city council like a noble steed.
With a longbow.
Which, baller.
And a Glenn David Gold book.
Yeah, that's after the city council flees.
Carter beats the devil.
Like they always do.
Yes.
I like that she's like pacing back and forth, just being like.
It's a really good book. I recommend it.
Yeah. And Glenn David Gold is a nice person.
He's a really good person as well. Yeah, I'm supposed to have lunch with him tomorrow.
Yes, he is. Oh, tell him I said hello.
I will. If I go. Joseph might just go because Joseph and him are friends too, So it's nice sometimes for Joseph to have
I'm aware
time without me with other people. Anyway.
Yeah. What?
And then you don't have to go anywhere, which is also nice.
I have errands to run tomorrow too. I got to go to Trader Joe's. I got to go trade.
You got to go day trade?
I got to go day trade. My other job is a day trader. Anyway, back to the city council. The thing that I found interesting was we get a description of what the city council looks like.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's happened before, but it's the city council climbed up to the roof of City Hall. There are many sharp appendages swinging down from their single giant body.
They've kind of alluded to that they are a multi-personed, multi-being type thing. They've alluded to it, but it's never, I did not know that their appendages were sharp. That was never spoken of before. So it just gives you a better descriptor of what they're like. Now I'm imagining, have you ever played the game Katamari? It's basically like, you're like a little dude and like you have this thing and you roll around and collect everything you roll over. You collect until you become this giant ball. But there's random stuff. Could be cars and trees and a dog and whatever all attached. That's what I'm imagining the city council is like, they just rolled over a bunch of people and just glommed them up, you know?
I have to say this description shattered my mind canon for the city council.
What did you think the city council was like?
Yeah.
I thought they were like actual, like I imagined them as like sort of like stuffy council members, but like moving as a mass.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, I always imagined them as one
I did too.
being.
I did too.
But with like a bunch of heads and arms and stuff. Like a blob person.
Yeah, they feel like a giant spider.
Yep.
Person.
Yeah, this episode is interesting to me because we have the sort of worlds breaking multiverse thing happening,
Yeah.
the Cal, the Carlos, but then also just like we're still getting the updates about the city council and the dragons and going back and forth kind of like as we normally would. And I find that really jarring.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
the town was going through it before even all these rips in reality started happening, like a few episodes ago. So, like, the fact that those things are not stopping, or they're not at least turning their attention, be like Hadassah's not like, oh, that's weird. Things are ripping open in the sky. Maybe we should refocus up, and we'll bring up this subject later. You know, after we solve this whole thing. But maybe it's also like just another day in Night Vale, you know. But this seems like overwhelming because this is affecting so many different people.
It does seem like that, especially when we get towards the end of the episode too, where it's like people are with Dana and she's choosing to go be in the reality where her father's alive. And then Cecil's like, no, you guys, like, don't stay where you are.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah.
That whole thing, that made me really sad. And also like, cause what happens if people leave this reality to go to the other reality where the person that they want to be with is? Like, you've worked so hard on the reality you are living, and you wouldn't be I always think of it like you wouldn't be the person you are without the experiences that you've had, the tragedy, the people that you loved and lost, or the people that never were, or whatever, that has made you who you are. And so, like, if you go to this other reality, who knows what the rest of it's like? Maybe that one person will be there, but maybe there's other sorts of chaos that you aren't equipped to handle. And then you're going to get culled or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
also just the like little things that Cecil mentions, like the fact that he knows where Michigan is and that the capital is Lansing. And he said Michigan and not Michigan or Milstefan.
Yes.
That was weird also. So but the saddest for me is that Carlos doesn't exist in this reality with Cal.
Yeah. And Cecil feels like
Yeah.
he can't be out to Cal, which is like
No room, no anything.
Yeah. When he said, I'll never have a girlfriend.
Yeah.
yeah, and he's like feels like he can't say that to Cal, which is interesting. It's like there's never really been like I guess like an implied homophobia in Night Vale before.
No. It was never even an issue. It was never even a thought that anybody would feel that way. But I even before this, I wrote down in my notes. It was from the first second. It was like, Cal just comes in, ... I don't like him. Because if there's one thing, that's how you get him out of there. Talk about Bethany. If there's one thing that you should know about me, dear listener, don't just come up in my house. You are not invited. Unless I invite you in, vampire, stay out.
Everybody should obey vampire rules when it comes to your home.
Yeah. You don't just walk up in somebody's house. That's like when somebody was like, oh, well, I was just in the neighborhood and thought I'd drop by. For what? No, don't do that. Call me.
No Poppins. No pop. Don't call me.
Text me. That's what I meant by call me. Because I'll never answer the phone.
No Mary Poppins.
No. I also never answer my door when someone knocks. Ever.
Wait, what do you do? If someone knocked on the door, what would you do?
Yeah.
I just I will.
Hide.
It happened actually last week. I was sitting in the chair by the window.
Yeah.
Feeding the baby, and someone knocked on the door, and I just didn't answer it. I'm like, you can see me. I don't know you. I'm feeding my baby right now. Like,
So do you know who it was? Did they leave something?
it was someone they were filming on my street, so they wanted to drop off a thing, being like, "We're filming on your street."
Another filming on your street?
Yeah, they filmed a commercial, an eBay commercial here last week.
Well, remember when I was there and those people just drove up and were like, "Are you open to filming?" And I was like, "What?" And they're like, "Are you open to filming?" And I'm just sitting there looking at my phone like, I don't know what that, no, what? And they were like, "We're looking for a garage, for filming." And I'm like, "Oh, I don't live here." And they were like, "Oh," and just kept on keeping on. But that's what happens in Hollywood.
Yeah.
California.
I live under the Hollywood sign, as you know. Just directly on. I live under the O.
Yeah.
One of the O's. Yeah.
And I live inside the W. So it seems like we're close, but it's actually very far away.
California knows how to party. That's why.
In the city of Compton.
Right. Anyways, so yeah, Cal, I don't like this, and I don't like him there, and I'm glad he's falling apart or decaying or whatever the hell, because he also seems mean and bullying. At least, even though Abby might be a little stern because she's resentful of having to take care of Cecil when the mom went away, Cal seems like Cecil can't even be himself. And I don't like that.
And they got him into trouble. Not a good role model, too. They were stealing hood ornaments.
And looking up the dirty words. Yeah. I don't like that.
That's not Cecil.
They were vandalous little children.
He's a bad boy. No.
The kids you were afraid to run into when you were out trick-or-treating because they would steal your candy if they found you.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
It's my candy. It's my candy.
One line that I did think was interesting was when his hair, that tuft of his hair, fell out or whatever, all gross. And they were talking about the time bit of how it was going slow. And it was time doesn't slow down for that which is uninteresting. And I find that to be true. Are you ever watching something happen and you're like, "Oh no," and you're kind of go to reach for it, but it's slow motion almost? Yes? No? Have you ever had that happen?
Where you can kind of see it happening.
Yeah.
Yes.
That
happens with falling down a lot.
Yes.
With what?
Falling down.
Mm-hmm. You falling down?
Or someone else falling down.
Oh, yeah. But so I was just thinking about that. I was and you're usually trying to be "Oh," to catch them or whatever. That's what that moment made me think of. It just was very visceral for me.
Yeah. So yeah, totally a jarring episode. We come back from the weather and Cal's gone, vanished, but there's still the stain on the carpet and the bruise is left behind. So there is this sort of shift back into the reality. Carlos is back, but the memories are still there.
Mm-hmm.
And then Dana is "I'm going to go." Yeah. And then of course we get a story about Huntokar is coming.
Spooky, scary. I don't like it.
I like it.
I'm
right,
willing to like it, but also willing to hate it.
I'm glad we have such opposing views on all of that, but we have one of each.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's how we do it. Up next, we're going to hear from fans and friends of the podcast. But first, a conversation about this episode's weather. Robert Frost by Mal Blum.
Woo!
I'm not Robert Frost.
I wrote a song about the weather. Oh. We've heard that song so many times.
And I just...
It's so good. It was so nice to hear it again.
I just heard it another 7 times on this last tour that I'm just recently back from. And it was so wonderful. And for those of you who have seen the show or seen Mal perform, and especially that song, please know that we are backstage jumping around like teenage punk kids.
Yep.
Because it's a rocking song. It's so fun.
We love
Not so talented.
Yes.
Yep.
My running mate
Mal and
in
Hal.
the next presidential election. We still have not decided who will be president, who will be vice president. I think it should be them. They think it should be me. We'll
just
hash
have
it out after
the
we
best
win.
slogan, though.
That's our promise to the
Good
voters.
for America, bad for each other.
That's right. We're a dangerous pairing.
Yeah. We love Mal Blum. Mal Blum is
Yes.
in the Night Vale family for sure, forever, for always.
Yes.
They are a wonderfully talented
Yes.
musician and poet, incredible writer, aside from being just a fun and excellent musician. And they have a new album that when this episode airs will have just come out. So you should get it.
Yes.
It comes out April 15th. You can find info about it on their website, which I think is malblum.com. I hope it is. If not, you can use the Google function on your phone to find out more about Mal Blum and all of the cool stuff that they're up to. They have some shows coming up, I think, in LA and San Francisco and Sacramento. And then they will be on tour with Night Vale for the first half of our June tour.
Woo.
So that you have to look forward to.
Yes, so go buy Ain't It Nice.
Yeah, go buy
out.
Ain't It Nice. I bought some Ain't It Nice merch, and I've been wearing it. I got the Ain't It Nice trucker hat. Ain't It Nice is the name of their album that is coming out on April 15th.
Or as I like to call it, the Malblum that is coming out.
Malblum's albums. Yeah.
Malblum's.
So,
Love them.
support your Mal. Support your local Malblum.
Yes, please. And for now, we should support ending our hunger by slicing into a piping hot FanZone Calzone.
FanZone Calzone.
Stay right there. Good Morning Night Vale will return after a brief break.
First up in the Calzone, we have Joe. Joe writes, I think Night Vale's Hampton Inn isn't a Hampton Inn. As we know, everyone in Night Vale is bad at their jobs. So I think through some chain of neglect and incompetence, the Hampton Inn actually ended up being established as some completely different franchise. Either something extremely low rent like a Night's Inn or super fancy like a Four Seasons. Hotel, not landscaping. Good one, Joe. It even says the name of the chain it actually is on the front and all over the place inside, but the staff studiously ignores this and insists that it is a Hampton Inn, even going out of their way to call it that in situations that don't require it. I picture the front desk clerk in response to yet another clearly delusional traveler saying, I thought this was a Hampton, gritting their teeth and saying, welcome to the Hampton Inn, Night Vale. Do you have a reservation? Would you like a bottle of water courtesy of the Hampton Inn management? As they hand over the bottle of water with the label that prominently says Night's Inn or Four Seasons or whatever. Backup canon. It's not even a building. It's like the Upright Citizens Brigade sketch of the architecture firm that's out in the woods. And the firm's office is just desks and office equipment scattered amongst the trees. The Night Vale Hampton Inn is just beds, TVs, and desks in a vacant lot. Off Route 800, arranged around a lobby with a certain central check-in desk, a gym with a bunch of stationary bikes, etc. Love the show. Thanks for doing what you do, Joe. Thanks, Joe. That is so weird. So weird, in fact, that I love it. Having recently been in a number of Hampton Inns, I can tell you no Hampton Inn is exactly the same. And I would actually probably really enjoy a Hampton Inn out in the woods as long as I didn't get wet at night. I think I could deal with it. Still love that Hamptonality. Thanks, Joe.
I have Carolyn here. Carolyn writes, hey there, Symphony, Meg and Hal. It's me again, Carolyn from Germany, and I'm writing in because episode 107, The Missing Sky, always gives me an existential crisis. I already know this email will be way too long. I apologize in advance. I'm going to comment on that and say never apologize for speaking your mind.
I did edit it. I will say that. I did edit it down. I will say that.
Fair enough. Fair enough. The whole multiple Night Vale / Hunt-a-Car story has been building up for a while, and it's one of the darker ones because all the different Night Vales seem more hopeless than our Night Vale. In our Night Vale, terrible things happen all the time, but Cecil's mostly optimistic in the end. When he's not at least somewhat cheerful, it's so unsettling. No matter the terrible monster of the week, Night Vale always stands strong as a community. I think that's something people like about Welcome to Night Vale, because let's be honest, the world is a mess, especially right now. Seeing all these characters still have their happy lives despite all that is really comforting. The tiny Night Vale under the bowling alley seems to have lost most hope of things getting better, and who could blame them when someone took their sky away? Cal, an episode later, adds another layer of a Night Vale with less kind and accepting people, since Cecil basically said he couldn't tell his brother he was gay, when in his Night Vale, it never was an issue. Can the world be more like Night Vale, please? It's very interesting to see the world of Night Vale get more rounded by seeing the contrast to other versions of it.
Ooh.
I have a food tip for y'all when you're back on tour in Germany. My favorite German dish is Käsespatzel. I'll see, I probably was wrong, but close enough. A type of usually homemade egg noodles with a lot of cheese. So much cheese. It's so good, and if you're in a restaurant that has it, I'd highly recommend you try it if you haven't before. They might not be available everywhere, but in Munich, where I'll hopefully come to see the live show in September, you'll probably get them somewhere. Thanks for making this podcast and for reading my way too long emails, Carolyn. Well, thank you, Carolyn. I can't wait to go to Germany for the first time at some point and have Käsespatzel.
It's mac and cheese.
Sounds good to me.
It's good.
Mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese and
Käsespatzel.
Levi writes, "Hi, I have just a couple of thoughts. I hope I've sent this before you recorded Cal or Matryoshka. I see people occasionally say that Cal is an alt version of Abby, but I think he is an alt version of Steve. I think this because Cal is a brother that Cecil acts fairly friendly to, even though he makes him uncomfortable. And Steve is a brother-in-law that Cecil is cruel towards, even though deep down he does appreciate him. Also, I'm pretty certain that Cece has always cared for Steve, since the whole point of Matryoshka was Cecil admitting things he knows are true, and one of those things was him loving Steve. Sorry for rambling. 2 more things, just a question and a note. Why did Joseph decide to write a gay love story, or more specifically, make Cecil Palmer a gay character? And finally, the door technically did have enough area to hold both Jack and Rose, but it did not have enough density. Had Jack been on the door, it would have sank, and neither of them would have escaped. Levi. Thank you for sharing that. Interesting mind canon.
Thank you.
And I also appreciate that you refer to Cecil as Cece, because
Same.
why not? Yeah, an interesting mind canon. I like it. Why did Joseph decide to write a gay love story? I asked Joseph about this today, and he said, it's none of your business, is what he said. So, and then I said, why? He's like, I don't know, I just did. So that's your answer. Joseph doesn't know, he just did. And thank you for clarifying the issue with Jack and Rose on the door.
Still sad.
Yeah, I personally would rather have Leo D survive
Than her.
But I do, I really do like Kate Winslet. I think now I'd prefer Kate Winslet to survive, but then I definitely wanted Leo D to survive.
Yeah.
Yes. That Mythbusters where they prove that the door could have held them both is really fun.
All right. Well,
by the way, if you haven't seen it. And James Cameron was on that episode.
Bust that myth.
I have seen it. I love it.
Well, thank you. Thank you all so much for listening to this week's episode. Thank you to Hal and Symphony for being in this podcast trenches with me. Next episode is episode 109, a story about Hunt-a-Car. It's happening, guys. It's finally happening. Until then, good morning, Night Vale. Good morning.
Good Morning Night Vale is a Night Vale Presents production. It is hosted by Symphony Sanders, Meg Bashwiner, and Hal Lublin. It is edited by Felicia Dominguez and mixed by Vincent Cacchione. It is produced by Meg Bashwiner. Theme music by Disparition. Special thanks to our fans who submitted their thoughts this week. Leave us a voicemail at 929-277-2050 or email us at info@goodmorningnightVale.com. to share your theories and ask questions, or to tell us if you own an orange cat and if it is good. This show is powered by our patrons like Steph Potter, Daniel Antunes, Dr. Z, Eleanor Vegas, and Essie Makala. If you are interested in supporting this show in exchange for lots of fun, exclusive, insider hypercool kid content, check us out at our Patreon at patreon.com/goodmorningnightVale. For more info on this show, go to goodmorningnightVale.com and follow us on Facebook and on Twitter at Night Vale Chat. Special thanks to Joella Knapp, Jeffrey Craner, and Joseph Fink. The calzone ingredient of the week is the calzone of affliction.